I'm going to do my wavy hair tutorial for you, but I wanted to start with a couple of the products that I use before we get going. So as you can see, a lot of people probably think my hair is naturally straight, and it's not. It's actually really textured and wavy. Hopefully you can see that. So granted, I haven't brushed it out yet, but before I do, I like to spray this Davines all-in-one milk treatment that I get from Matea. And we just kind of spray it underneath here. Really just on the ends. I don't do any through the roots. Another product you're going to use later on is the sea salt spray by Not Your Mother. I use a round brush, comb, obviously, to comb out my hair. And then I have a Hot Tools, I believe it's a 1/4 inch barrel, and it goes up pretty high in heat, as you can see here. I usually have it probably around 400, in between the 380 and 430 mark. I also, because my hair is so curly, I flat iron, and I like to use a Sedu. I think that's upside down. I just do that for kind of the underparts here and the little pieces around the edges of my hair here. So I'll show you how that happens later. All right, let's brush it out and get it dry. Now the majority of my hair underneath is dry. I really just round brushed this little section here, flipped it over and did the same thing over here. I'm going to tackle this front section here with a round brush. So I'm going to part it. My hair just kind of falls in the middle, so that's what I stick with. So this is going to be loud with the hairdryer. So I'm going to start with these two sections here and then work my way back to just give it a little more lift and smoothness, and to kind of give it a little more texture this way around my face, if that makes sense. If not, you're going to watch it happening. So here we go. So now that it's all dry and kind of shaped the front sections a little bit, we are going to start curling. Okay, I'm back, and I went ahead and flat ironed this section of my hair out because, let's be honest, that's pretty self-explanatory at this point. So you can see how much I kind of pulled down and flat ironed. I started doing this because my hair was a lot shorter, and when I curl it up, I just lost a lot of that length. So this is what I found works for me. More hair, less hair. You may just have to play around and see what it looks like. Sometimes I do go back and put a little bit of a bend or curl into these pieces towards the end if I feel like it looks too straight, but I do try to keep some of the ends a little straighter throughout my whole hair so it blends pretty nicely. So let's move on into starting a wave section. I'm going to pull up another third of my hair, and we're just going to tie a rubber band around that and start curling. I always curl away from my face, so we'll grab a section. And I like this curling iron because it keeps it tight enough that it makes the hair smooth, so I get that silkiness that I get from using a flat iron, because my hair is a little wavy and curly on its own. So we're going to put it in, twist, slide down, hold for a little bit, not very long, my hair holds curl, and then slide out of it at the bottom. So I'm going to keep doing that so you can see how that worked. And I just pick up different pieces, different sizes. There's not one size that I do all over. So twist and slide down and hold for a second, and then twist and pull out those ends so you can make sure that they're nice and soft. If you already have really soft hair, you may, or really straight hair, you may need to hold this a lot longer than I'm doing. It doesn't really take me that long to go through and curl. So some of this actually is part of what I just flat ironed, but that's okay because we don't want these to be tight, we want them to fall out. See, like that's kind of really straight, and we want that. That's good, that's not bad. I'm gonna come back up here, get these little pieces. If you have really short hair, you can just do one twist and then pull out of the curl. You don't have to do a bunch of twists in this. I'm gonna work on this side, which is probably gonna be a little easier for you to see what I'm doing since the camera is over here. Again, always away from my face. This one I feel like I do a little bit different. I think it's just because I'm right-handed, so this is the kind of the weird side for me. The same simple way of doing the wave. You just start at the top, pull down and curl a little bit more, twist up. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this piece and roll out of that. We definitely are not creating perfect Shirley Temple curls. Everything's gonna look different. I mean, look at that one compared to this one. That's okay, because you want it messy and tousled, and the curls always end up sticking together. I have to end up pulling them apart throughout the day. Obviously the back is the hardest, but I just split it kind of down the middle and curl each side in to the back. And you can always curl towards the face if you want. Some people, when they do this technique, they go one away, one towards, one away, one towards. I just find that away all over works best for me and the way I like it to end up looking. So totally your preference. Just a little tidbit, I do have a giant scar on my back where I dropped one of these on my back when I was learning how to do this, so hold on to the curling iron, don't let go of it. I'm really bad at the wanding. I'd taken my clamp off to use it as a wand and dropped it on my back because my hand slipped, and I have not a huge scar, but I have a scar. Not a great scar to have a good story with, but I have a scar from curling my hair. Let's come back up here and fix this little piece that I missed. Okay, now we're going to take down this top section here. Step back so you guys can see that. Now on the top section, you'll notice the bottom section I started from the front, worked my way back. On the top, I like to start from the back. So I split my hair down the middle. I start from the back and I work forward. It's okay if you pull up some of the hair that was already curled. If your iron's hot enough, it'll reset that curl. And again, we want this messy. Doesn't have to be perfect. We don't have to spend forever doing it. As you can see, it doesn't really take me that long. The front's always kind of weird because I don't want it super tight. A lot of times I'll curl it and then take a flat iron to it, just kind of smooth a little bit of it out. Especially through here, I tend to get really curly baby hairs. So that one actually didn't look too bad. My hair's really soft today. I think when the weather's a little bit cooler, I never know what I'm gonna get from my hair when I'm doing this. It really changes with the weather, which is kind of frustrating. Something you might notice when I'm doing this side, and I don't know what that is, I think this texture on this side is a little bit different. I kind of do a slide out and hold. So if you have hair that holds curl really, really well, that may work better for you. Like I said, this side of my hair is different. It's a little thicker and the texture seems to be a little coarser, so it does hold curl a little bit better. So try both. I mean, just play around with your hair one day when you don't have to go anywhere, or at night when you get home, and see what works for you. See how this piece is doing this like wave here? I'm gonna flat iron that out because I personally don't like that. Again, you can do whatever works for you. Do you like to take a couple little pieces and come up a little closer to the roots? Just to give it more texture up in that area. Not a lot of them, just probably 2 on each side. And they're usually pieces that I've already curled. I'm just going to recurl a little closer to the roots. Crazy thing is, it all falls out so much. It really doesn't even matter that I do this, but I do. We're creatures of habit, right? Okay, so now I grab my flat iron, and hopefully you can see this. I'll try to do it back here. I sometimes get close to the mirror so I don't burn myself. I'll come in here just a little bit. I'm not going all the way down, just a couple inches. This little under section of my hair gets really, really wavy and frizzy. So I'm gonna do it a little different. And I may have to come back and touch that up with the curling iron, but that's okay. Like I guess said, it takes 2 seconds to do that. See how I kind of got rid of that swoopy thing that was happening here? Just with a little touch of the curling iron, or the touch of the flat iron, I should say. I actually like how that fell out, so I'm going to leave it. I am going to grab a mirror just to double check the back of my head, since I can't see back there, and make sure I didn't miss any spots. Let me grab my mirror real quick, and we'll see what it's looking like back there. I'll let you guys see first, and then I'll check it out. Actually, it isn't too bad. I did a pretty good job considering I hadn't. Usually I missed a couple of big spots. Check the sides too, because you may have some sections that are curlier than others. Which again, that's okay. I just like to touch them up. I don't want them to all be exactly the same, but if I see one that's like really, really straight and kind of stands out, I'll grab it and just recurl it like I did there. This side is kind of annoying me, so I'm going to fix it again. Take the flat iron to it. Okay, so now is your sea salt spray time. This is Beach Babe. I get this at Urban Outfitters or order it on Amazon. I do think Target has it. It's really cheap. It's I don't know if you can see this. It's $8. I do have Bumble and Bumble, but I don't personally like it as well for this type of hair texture. So we're just going to tousle it out. So I'm going to spray and kind of scrunch. Same thing on this side, spray, scrunch up a little bit, spray it back. Just don't spray it in your actual face. Just do some tousling. This isn't super heavy sea salt spray, so start with less and add more. I don't really get crunchy hair with it, which is nice. Jesse likes to use it in his hair as well because it's not real heavy, but it kind of helps hold and give your hair texture. If you have really fine hair, even if you straighten it, you probably could spray this in it and give it more texture. It's sea salt spray is a great texturizing spray, which I think a lot of people don't realize or know what to do with it, but texture. Sea salt spray equals texture. All right, so that is the end of doing the wave. Some of this will fall out a little bit more throughout the day. I don't really worry about it. Sometimes when I come home after work, I'll touch up 1 or 2 spots, but for the most part, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks.